Huzzah and well met once again, laborers and artisans, and particularly stonecutters today. Really quickly before we start, I wanted to make an announcement that I am working on a mob farm to share with you all, which might be a 2 or 3 part video series in soon coming weeks. Also, I would like to point out that in my last video regarding beacons, you can put stained glass on top of your beacon to change the color of your beam. I thought orange was appropriate since we have this kind of orange gold buff on us that you'll see to the right side of my screen. And that is mining efficiency. I forget exactly what it's called. We can look. We'll look here. Haste. All right, just haste. But it makes you mine faster. And it kind of matches up with the color, which is why I chose the orange. But today we're going to talk about cobblestone generators and basalt generators, or basalt, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I've heard it both ways. I don't know which one is actually correct. But with a little bit of lava and some water and some ingenuity, you can make yourself an infinite amount of cobblestones, which means an infinite amount of stones and an infinite amount of smooth stones. So I will quickly show you how this one works. This is the most simple version that I was able to find. I've used it before in my survival worlds when you're low on resources. The lava cannot set these trapdoors on fire, so the fire does not spread around them. You'll just have to keep trapdoors laying on everything and some trapdoors to hold your lava in. Don't be silly. We'll waterlog a stair, and then when the lava touches the water, cobblestone happens. You can build this a little higher off the ground and put a hopper and chest underneath it so that all of your cobblestones are collected, or at least most of them. The ones that do fall in the lava will be destroyed, but I think you won't mind given how quickly it can go. So, to get to making a basalt generator out of this, what we first need to do is have soul soil underneath. So that will be our first step, and then what we're going to need is, instead of water, we will need blue ice. Blue ice is actually made by taking 9 ice, which will become 1 packed ice, and 9 packed ice will become 1 blue ice. Or you can often buy them from the wandering trader, but he's got extortionate prices for that nonsense. We're not going to do that. We're going to go mine our own. You can find blue ice in glaciers or underneath glaciers, and you can mine it with silk touch. But once you have these set in place, you'll make basalt. As you can see, we're setting our concrete on fire, which is just silly. But, like I said, once you put trapdoors down, nothing around here will burn. That's an easy way to keep your lava fires contained. And the same goes for this. You can put a hopper underneath the soul soil, and we can even put a hopper with minecart inside the soul soil to make this work a little more consistently. But we'll talk about that in a minute when I get to one of the bigger options for farms. So this is your very, very, very simple, very compact little cobblestone or basalt generator. This one is really great in the early game if you need to generate a ton of stones, or you just want to cook stones down into smooth stones for experience. It's up to you. Or you might need them for whatever project you're building. So come with me over here, and we're going to talk about this design for a cobblestone and basalt generator that automatically pushes them over to these hoppers for collection. This design actually comes from JC Plays, and I will link their channel in my description. We'll take some of this apart. This right now is set up for being a cobblestone generator. So you use a stair facing away, waterlog it, and then we'll drop lava in. I'll show you how this build goes in a moment. I need to be honest with you in that in his video regarding this, he has these observers working to regulate the lava updates somehow. All of my testing led me to no conclusions about what's going on there. He says that it makes the lava go faster after a few minutes. I never noticed it, but I didn't test for very long. So I'll show you this quick circuit. This is a simple timer. We'll start with our comparator in subtract mode so that its signal sends back and shuts itself off. And it will activate and deactivate our piston as it flashes on and off. And since pistons can be noisy, we have that. Now, if you were going to do a basalt generator with this, you would just pop these stairs out, put in blue ice, put the soul soil underneath, and I'll show you how this works. For my complaints about the observers, this is a well-designed farm. I would suggest you go and check out JC Play's channel. He's got tons and tons of great builds and very easy to understand tutorials in building them. So what's going to happen here is you need to place the obsidian here so it can't push any farther. But it will continue to push basalt blocks or cobblestone blocks out over top of these hoppers for you. And these hoppers will point into this chest. And since we're in creative mode, we're just breaking them immediately. But they will eventually load up in the chest, and because you are 5 blocks away, you cannot break the block 6 away from you, so you're not at risk as long as you stand on the far side of this block while your cobblestones are being generated, or your basalt blocks. So that's our second option. It is somewhat automatic, a little more resource intensive, but it does collect automatically, and it is a fantastic little machine. Very simple. And I will kind of pan slowly around it so you can build things. You don't need this block if you're using the ice, but if you're using water, so that this is a cobblestone generator, you will need something to hold the water back from flowing out the back side here. So now we're going to move on to this contraption. And this right here is going to be for a build demonstration. I'll get to that in just a moment. But what we have here is you will take and fill in this top here. And this is why we needed our haste effect. With an efficiency 5 pickaxe. Whoops, I'll have to show you this in survival mode. We can mine all the way to the fifth block immediately. Now once again, you've seen where the ice is here. Whoops, be careful of that. But this one allows us to mine 5 blocks at a time. Underneath, you'll see these hoppers all flowing into here, and we have snuck some mine carts inside of our soul soil so that our our basalt blocks will fall onto the bottom, be sucked up by the hopper mine carts, and placed into the hoppers below, and eventually to our chest here. Any of these chest storage types can be expanded by going below them or building this higher up in the air. You could put this on top of one of my storage silos if you've been watching my videos. If not, there's a whole playlist that I will link in the description for how to store and move your items. Well, let's give you a quick demonstration on how to set this up. I don't normally like to use glitchy type builds, but this one is alright. What you're going to do is start with this, because you're going to skip everyone, because if you don't, you're going to cause yourself an issue with the tracks trying to snap to each other. So you have a backing and you have your soul soil. You just place a chest, roll it down in there. Or excuse me, place a hopper with minecart, roll it down in there. Once you've got those three, you'll do your alternate paths here. Push them into place. They might take a little extra pushing. Once you get them all roughly where they belong, you'll want to put your building blocks here so that they aren't able to scooch out of the way. And then you can take out these temporary blocks. So you saw how this one is built. We have ice underneath. Our lava runs down, touches the ice and the soul soil, and makes basalt. Boom. Just like that. On this one, also, I have used some warped wood, planks specifically. You will have a very hard time mining through wood with a pickaxe. So this is just a little bit of fail-safe to keep you from mining out the back of your farm on an accident. So what we'll do is continue our way around. We need a place to put our ice or water, as it were. The soul sand is not necessary if you're only going to use this for excuse me, it's if only for cobblestone. Face all the stairs, and then we'll take and waterlog these stairs. Let's keep the lava because we're going to need it momentarily. But then this way, the back still counts as lava touching water. So build right up next to this. And you can leave the soul soil in there if you plan to do conversions back and forth, depending on your needs. And once again, we'll fill in this top. And you get cobblestones. And just to show you, once again, we'll turn it to survival mode so that our buffs are applying appropriately. Cobblestone goes slightly slower. Oops, I forget. Don't block your chest off, but there you have it. And that's 3 different cobblestone generators for you to decide with. One thing that I forgot to mention with this build also is if you convert it to a cobblestone build instead of basalt, it works a fair bit slower because of the time that lava takes to convert and move down. So just be aware of that. But it is still an automatic farm, and if you need a ton of stone, get ready to mine. That's just how it's going to be, whether you mine it out of natural formations or you build yourself your own wonderful little generator here. So without further ado, I want to say thank you to all of my viewers and continued comments and support. I very much do appreciate all of your likes and views and whatnot, and would ask you all again to please subscribe, like the video, share it with friends. I really do appreciate all that you guys do for me. I know that a lot of my videos have been kind of slim or lean, and we're coming back around to getting some better stuff done again after my health issues have passed. So, once again, thank you. Be blessed on your next adventure, and I'm off to my next quest. I will see you next week.